Hi everybody, it's Logan and Eric again, and we are here for the second part of our DEI video today. We're going to be talking about what diversity, equity, and inclusion mean to us. For me, diversity is really asking the question of who is in the room, so thinking of representing our community as a part of HealthSource when we're making decisions for ourselves as well as our patients, our colleagues, etc. If we're all meeting together in the room, if everybody looks the same, that's not a situation where diversity is present. Diversity is kind of the presence of those differences and understanding that those differences all work together to make us better and a better team. So it could be things such as your outward appearance, it could be your talents, your family status, your beliefs, so things that you see and things that you can't see as well.
To build off of is just making sure that those differences are celebrated and those are seen as strengths rather than anything that you don't want in your organization or in your friend group or wherever. It's important that not only do these people come to the table, but that they are listened to when they do come to the table.
Equity answers the question of who is trying to get into the room but can't, so it's a little bit different than diversity because it's understanding that people come to us, specifically patients, colleagues, friends, come to us at different points in their lives with different experiences, different upbringings, different educational opportunities, etc. Everyone comes to us at a different point, so that way we can't treat everybody the same. So equity is very different than equality because we don't want to ignore the differences or the diversity that we have. We want to celebrate that and acknowledge them in a mindful way. So equity is working to understand that and giving people the resources that they need to succeed.
So you want to embrace those differences and embrace the needs that they have, because it makes you more adaptable and it lets you learn from where others are coming from a lot better rather than just ignoring it. I really think it's important that when people come to the table, they're not just there to sit there and stare at a wall or be a fly on a wall, but no, they're listened to, their input is taken in and validated, because that's what inclusion is everyone here has some sort of valid opinion, valid experience that contributes to a better outcome when put together with everyone else's, and that's what inclusion is.
I agree. It's definitely putting it point blank, asking yourself, have everyone's ideas been heard? Is there someone at the table who maybe isn't participating? Maybe they're more introverted like myself, so they don't feel comfortable speaking in a group environment. Just really trying to meet people where they're at and giving them the tools that they can to feel comfortable to share themselves and be included in the group.
I think the biggest thing with acknowledging differences in others is, it's pretty but you acknowledge that difference, right? You notice a difference in others. It's not something that, you just don't see. It's an inherent thing in people. And so it's best to, if you do notice that difference and you're genuinely curious about it, or it's a situation where you're worried about, what might be the most appropriate things, like for instance, pronouns, that's such a big topic. Ask that question. Acknowledge that, because if you don't, then of course that goes back to reducing the other person and their personal identities, but also it's how you grow, it's how you learn, and it's best to acknowledge it, ask, try to avoid any mistakes, rather than just not acknowledging it, not asking, and then making that mistake, and then even worse, not even acknowledging that mistake.
The way we can do that is to understand that inclusion starts with ourselves, so we can be a model of that, but also understanding that as a model we are humans and mistakes are inevitable. So like Eric said, not being afraid to make mistakes, kind of understanding that that is a human experience, and we can also model being a human by making those mistakes as well, but overcoming them and working towards being better every day, I think would only help, because we all want to be a part of a culture that celebrates differences in others, and so just by working and making ourselves a little bit more uncomfortable every day, or just being willing to talk about these things, ask questions, ask people how they identify instead of assuming and putting biases on people, I think that's all going to just help us be a better team and better friendly work environment at the end of the day. As a person and as an employee, focusing on diversity, equity, inclusion is something that's very important to me, and something that I want an organization that I work for to also focus on, because I want to be valued in the work that I do. I want to be a valuable member of the team, and I also want all of the people that we serve to also feel like they're valued as well. I think an organization that cares about diversity, equity, and inclusion is one that values collaboration with the team, so working to make us each better as individuals, fostering growth, and also working to make sure that we work well as a team and we support each other. And then the second part of that is one that moves forward with innovation. So I want to be part of an innovative organization who's looking for new things, new ideas, creative ways to solve problems, and I think DEI goes hand in hand with those two.
We all know we can do good work, and it goes back to a lot of the points we said before, is an organization who values that ensures that everyone can be successful in how they work best. Because we all want to grow, we all want to learn, and we want to continue to, we're all in healthcare because we care about patients. We want to have a positive impact on our community. And if an organization doesn't value us all as individuals, how can we expect the organization to value the community that it serves? And how can we expect ourselves to be able to be our best self every day when providing care to patients or supporting those who do provide care to patients?
We should care about this because this is nothing new. As a part of HealthSource and as part of a federally qualified health center, we all provide care to everyone. That could be anyone from all walks of life. Everyone is welcome through our doors. That's something that we stand for as an organization, and that's something we also stand for as individuals working for the organization. And so with that, focusing on DEI and moving the conversation forward is only going to help us in the long run. It's going to help our patients feel more comfortable. It's going to help us feel more comfortable as individuals as part of the team.
Community health centers have always seen patients, the most underserved, vulnerable people, communities, and why we care about diversity is just continuing to see everyone, every patient, every person who works at HealthSource as a person. It's not easy to talk about your health outcomes or what you're experiencing. It's not easy to open up about this stuff, and caring about the individual, that individual person, and all that makes up who they are is seeing them as they are.